Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm well. Will you be a sole person today, or do you have other people with you?
I have one other person that's going to be joining.
Okay, great. Have you done these before?
Yeah, I've done two so far.
Okay, so you're familiar with how to share and our timing and all of that good stuff?
Yep.
Okay, great. Do you want to practice sharing your screen just to make sure it works today?
Sure.
Okay, go for it. Looks good.
Audio coming through?
Welcome to Roche, and thank you for visiting today. As a Roche student,
And you click both of the buttons to make sure that the speed is also optimized. It's at the bottom when you hit share. It should have a little thing that says to
Optimized screen sharing.
Yeah.
I will do that for next time.
Okay. Yeah, it just makes it so it doesn't lag as much. It's still going to lag a little depending on the speed of the person watching.
Sure.
But at least it's not going to come from your end.
Sounds good.
Okay. And we'll start right on the hour. And your choice, whether you answer questions as we go along, or if you want to wait till the end, that's totally up to you. And I'll go through my normal little spiel once we hit 2 o'clock.
All right. Sounds good. We'll probably wait till Tori. What do you think? Questions at the end?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
And then just as a reminder, I'm hopping off like right after I'm done. So,
Okay.
so you'll be left alone.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and you'll receive a list of all the people who registered, whether they come today or not, so that you can follow up.
Sounds good.
Okay, sounds great. I'm gonna blurt myself out of here, and I'll put up the sharing slide for the people who are coming in.
Thank you.
Okay, and then I'll introduce you. And it's pronounced La Roche University?
Yes.
You got it.
Okay, I will hopefully get it right. All right, thanks.
Hey, Mark, for the majors, I'm just gonna kind of say the department names. I'm not gonna really like go through.
That's fine. It's totally fine.
Just so you know to click a little faster for those.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
While you're presenting, I am going to be, I'm going to turn off my video, turn off my audio, let you roll.
Okay.
All righty.
You'll hear me start right at the 2 o'clock mark.
Sounds
good.
good.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to Virtual College Exploration for all Ohio students. Just as a reminder, you are in webinar mode, which means you are muted and your video is off. The panelists cannot see you or hear you. You are able to ask questions using the Q&A button to type your questions to the presenters at any time throughout the presentation. The recording of this session will be available at www.oacac.org within a week, and you are welcome to sign up for more sessions at the same address, www.oacac.org. Please welcome the facilitators and admissions reps from La Roche University.
All right, everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. You have myself, Tori, and my coworker, Mark, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about La Roche University and our admissions process here. So if you want to take a second and scan the QR code with your phone, this will just give us some more information about you as a student, and so we can keep in touch with you going forward. So we'll give you a couple seconds to get that QR code. All right, so we're going to jump right into a little bit about La Roche University. We were founded by the Congregation of the Sisters of Divine Providence in 1963. So we are a Catholic university. Our namesake is Marie de La Roche. She founded the Sisters of Divine Providence, and that is why we are here today. One of the things we're really proud of here at La Roche is our diverse student body. We have just under 1,300 students here, but even with such a small student population, we represent 36 countries and 19 states, including Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands. So we have a lot of different cultures represented on our campus, which is pretty cool for such a small student body. With that small student body, we're able to keep our student to faculty ratio pretty small. So we have about 12 students to every faculty member. These are just some awards that we've received in the last year. We are a distinct College of Pennsylvania, a distinct Catholic college, and the Princeton Review named us one of the best regional colleges in the Northeast. So here at La Roche, like I said, we do have a diverse student body. So one of our goals for our students here is to foster global citizenship and empower our students to become lifelong learners. We have a lot of undergraduate programs here at La Roche, so I'm just going to quickly overview the different departments that we have. If you want to learn more about the specific majors within those departments, feel free to visit our website. There's a lot of information on there about the specific majors. So we do have business majors, design majors. We have education programs, engineering programs that we partner with other universities for. We have health professional programs, which again, we partner with other universities for. We have humanities programs. We have math, natural, and behavioral science majors. We also have a brand new science center on our campus. So if you are one of these majors, chances are you'd be able to experience all of our new lab spaces and classrooms that we have from our new science center that just opened this past year. And we have visual and performing arts. So like I said, if you want to learn more about those undergrad majors, feel free to visit our website and look more into it on our website. Study abroad is one of my favorite things that La Roche has to offer. We actually include the opportunity to study abroad in the cost of our tuition. So every single student that comes to La Roche can study abroad and not have to pay for flights, food, or hotels while they're there, which is a pretty unique experience. They're usually about 2-week trips. You're going with La Roche professors, other La Roche students, so it's a very comfortable situation. They're usually centered around a certain topic, so they might have a marketing in Italy trip or a health science in Greece trip. They really vary. They go about 10 different places every year, and they change every year. We've gone to every single continent except Antarctica, so they kind of go all over the place. If studying abroad sounds a little bit scary to you, that's okay. We also offer a Study USA program. So it's basically the same sort of situation. Your flight, foods, hotel, all paid for. But instead of leaving the country, you get to go somewhere fun in the United States. So La Roche has taken students to LA, New York, Alaska, Arizona, just fun places that you might not get to go to otherwise. And like I said, same sort of situation. So this picture here is a picture of some of our La Roche students in Greece. And then the next picture here is of some of our students in Peru. And the whole reason that you come to college is hopefully to get a job after you graduate. So here at La Roche, we are very proud to report that 94% of our graduates are either working in grad school, in the military, or doing some sort of year of service within a year of graduating. We have a student academic support services office on our campus that really helps students with their resumes. They help them write their cover letters. They help them do mock interviews, which I find extremely helpful. I don't know about you guys, but I know I get super jittery and nervous when it comes to interviews. So it's kind of nice to get those jitters out in a practice mock interview. And these are just some examples of places that students at La Roche have interned and worked for before. We have a lot of different corporations, companies, organizations within the Pittsburgh area. So students have a lot of opportunities. This is not an exhaustive list. It's just some examples, but it gives you some sort of an idea of what opportunities might be available for you. I know that you guys are in Ohio, so you might not think it's as cool, but we always like to point out the 3 professional sports teams. We've had students intern and work for the Penguins, the Pirates, and the Steelers. So maybe that internship opportunity might help you get a job with the Browns or something like that. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it's like to live on campus. I would like to say that we are offering in-person visits. So if you would like to come to campus and see the rooms and campus for yourself, you can sign up for an in-person visit on our website. It's a lot easier to understand how spacious these rooms are and how nice they are in person. But I will tell you a little bit about them. All the rooms come with air conditioning and heating. The closet space is bigger than my closet space at home. So you have a lot of space to put your clothes. You get your own private bathroom. So instead of sharing with 20 other students, you're just sharing with you and your roommate. The caveat to that is you do have to clean it yourself, but in my opinion, it's worth it for your own bathroom. Every room comes with a mini fridge and a microwave, internet, and cable. You do get free laundry services. You just have to bring your own detergent. There is an exercise room within the residence hall that's open 24 hours. So if you ever are up late studying and forgot to go to the fitness center for your workout, you can use the exercise room that's within the residence hall. And of course, we have 24-hour security, making sure that you're safe. So of course, whenever you're going to school, something you got to think about is whether or not they've got good food. You're going to be eating in the dining halls every single day. So you want to make sure that it's something that you enjoy and like. Our dining halls are great. Of course, I'm biased. They typically operate on a swipe and go sort of system. So you swipe your ID, you can go into the dining hall and eat as much as you want. They usually have a sandwich bar, salad bar, fruit, usually some sort of meat, starch, veggie option, pizza every day, pasta, and then usually a bar every day. My favorite day is mac and cheese bar, but they also have taco bar and different things like that. All of our ingredients are sourced from local farms and markets, which is really unique. And we also have grab and go options as well if you don't have time to physically sit down in the dining hall and eat your meal. So we always recommend, no matter where you end up going to school, to get involved. Here at La Roche, we have over 30 student clubs and organizations, and they really vary on the type of clubs and organizations that we have. So we have athletic clubs like fishing club, ski club, soccer club. We have academic clubs that might be more related to your major and are helpful for professional development opportunities. And then we just have fun ones. So I know we have a board game club where students just get together and play their favorite board games. If there's something that you're super passionate about and you want to start a club, all you need is about 5 other students and just an advisor to create your own club. Our student life is pretty busy. This is a picture of our spring concert that we had, not this past spring, but the spring beforehand. We host a spring concert every year. Unfortunately, that did not happen this year, but I'm sure it will continue whenever that is safe. Our student development office keeps students busy on the weekends throughout the week. They do different events on campus, dances, these concerts. They also will bus students downtown to go to Steeler games, Pirate games, Penguin games, the musicals downtown. So they're really making sure that students are keeping their social lives busy as well as their academics up. As a Catholic school, we do have a mission and ministry office if you want to get involved with that. They do a lot of service options and offer interfaith prayer groups and things like that. So this kind of goes along with the mission and ministry. They do offer service learning. So if you remember the study abroad options that I was talking about earlier, usually there's an option within those study abroad options that is for service learning. So students have the option, instead of going on a study abroad trip to kind of explore and learn about a certain topic, they can go to a different state or country to do service. And they typically go to places where there might have been a recent natural disaster and really just try to help the community. We also have 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams. You can see them all listed here. Our men and women's basketball teams have been pretty successful the past couple of years, making it to the playoffs. Our baseball team has always been really good, going to the championship for the last, I think, 6 years. So our sports are definitely still very competitive for D3, but you have time to focus on your academics as well. So that was a lot about what's on our campus, but there's a lot to do off our campus as well. We're about 15-20 minutes from downtown Pittsburgh, so students have the opportunity to head downtown for internship opportunities, job opportunities, if they want to catch a game, go to a musical, try new foods, see different events downtown. We're very close, so that is definitely a possibility. Right across the street from our campus, you can kind of see our campus there in the background. We have McCandless Crossing, and this is kind of like an outdoor mall area. They have a lot of shops, restaurants, they have a movie theater, Dick's Sporting Goods. So if you ever wanted to get something to eat with your friends, if you want to break from the dining hall, or if you want to catch a movie with your friends, you can do that all right across the street from our campus. And it's within walking distance, so you don't need a car. We always recommend that if you're thinking about getting a part-time job while you're here, this is a great opportunity for you to get a part-time job at the Panera, Chipotle, whatever you want right across the street, because you don't need a car to get there. This is my favorite thing that's near our campus. We have North Park, which is about 5 minutes away from La Roche's campus. It's a huge outdoor park. They have a lot of hiking trails, biking trails. They have a ropes course, I think zip lining. And then of course there's this huge lake there that they have that you can kayak, paddleboard, paddle boat, all that fun stuff. If outdoor sports are not your thing, that's okay. There's also a really nice restaurant that sits on the lake. So you can just sit and eat and look at how pretty it is. It's especially pretty right now with all the leaves changing. So we're really lucky to have this so close to us. And I'm going to hand it over to Mark, and he'll tell you a little bit more about our admissions process here at La Roche.
Thank you, Tori. So the next part of this presentation is going to be more about the enrollment process, how to apply, how to enroll, what you need to submit in order to get accepted, and those sorts of things. So on this slide, there are a couple different steps that are outlined in order to get accepted. The first step is it always starts with an application, and we have 3 different options in order to apply to La Roche. The first would be our paper application. So you can go to our website, laroche.edu, download the paper app, and then print it out. You can mail that back to us after you fill it out, and that's how we'll get it the first way. More than likely, you'll probably end up doing the online application. So again, you go to laroche.edu, and you would look for the admissions tab. Once you're on there, you look for first-time domestic freshmen, and the application takes about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. We're just going to ask you for some basic information, your name, your mailing address, maybe some contact info. The third way to apply is through the Common Application. So the Common App is very similar to an online application, and you may have heard this through your guidance counselor at your high school. But the Common App is nice where you can attach your transcripts, your letters of recommendation, and you can send out that one application to a list of different schools that are affiliated with the Common App. So once we have an application, you'll be reached out to by an admissions counselor. More than likely, it'll be me or Tori that'll be reaching out to you. And we're going to say, hey, we got your app. Now we need the rest of your requirements in order to get accepted. Now, there are 2 different ways in order to get accepted nowadays. There's the traditional route where we will ask for your high school transcripts. So that means I'm going to take a look at 9th, 10th, 11th, and then whatever you give me from the 12th grade year, and I'll use that in tandem with your SAT or your ACT scores. Now, due to the pandemic, there's also a second way to get accepted, which is through test optional. We noticed that the pandemic was postponing or canceling a lot of these SAT or ACT test dates. So we're going to try to make it as easy as possible for you guys to get accepted. In order to get accepted through test optional, we're again going to ask you to send us your high school transcript. So again, looking at 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. And also know that we'll accept your highest GPA at whatever point in time that you send it to us. So let's say after the winter break, you've had 2 9 weeks under your belt, and you want to send us a mid-year report halfway through the school year, you can do that. If we see that you've raised your GPA, we'll ultimately take the highest GPA and use that to determine your level of scholarship. The last piece of information for test optional that we're going to need is a letter of recommendation specifically from a high school guidance counselor or a previous teacher that you've had. So just to reiterate, in order to go through the traditional route, we're going to ask for transcripts and test scores. But if you want to go test optional, we will ask for transcripts and a letter of recommendation. These documents you can send us directly through like the College Board website. You can send it directly through the Common Application, but you can also send it to us digitally to one of our emails, or you can even send us a text and we can get it that way. If you are a transfer student, the application process is a little bit similar, but it does have some differences. So the first thing again is to complete the transfer application. You'll go to laroche.edu, fill that out, and then you'll be contacted by a transfer counselor. We're going to take a look at your college history. So we're going to ask that you submit a college transcript, and instead of sending us a high school transcript, we'll actually use the college transcript to determine your level of scholarship. It's very important to set up a schedule or a credit evaluation appointment with one of the transfer counselors. That way you know what credits that you've already taken are going to transfer over. This next part goes for both freshman admissions and for transfer. Make sure to include La Roche on your FAFSA. Our school code is 3987. The FAFSA opened up on October 1st of this year. So about a month ago it opened up, and you guys have from whenever you complete that FAFSA to the start of school in order to fill that up with all kinds of scholarships, grants, loans, and other financial aid opportunities. Also, just to digress a bit, going back to the transfer application, we'll also ask you if you have them to submit your SAT or ACT scores. And then we want you again to meet with an admissions counselor to register and get ready for your upcoming classes. So once you send in your admissions requirements, we get your application, we get your transcripts, and we get your test scores or letter of recommendation. we will send you a letter in the mail saying, hey, congratulations, you've been accepted into La Roche University for the upcoming academic year. And then we'll also send you information about our Merit Scholarship letter. So the Merit Scholarship Award, this is the one that's going to take the most significant chunk out of tuition. We do have tiered values depending if you live on or off of campus, but we give out all kinds of money to our students. So last year we awarded over 11 million in merit scholarships. The last year, the highest tier was $17,500, and about 91% of our students receive financial aid. This right here is a snapshot of the direct costs for attending La Roche for the academic year. These are yearly costs. So tuition is going to be $29,470. Room and board is just under $12,000, and then the fees will be $850. So total picture here, you're looking probably about $40,000 to $42,000 if you decide to attend La Roche. Again, keep in mind that merit scholarship, the values are up to $17,500, which do take a big significant chunk out of tuition. Just to give you a little bit more in-depth look about our value, we are about 20% lower than the average cost of tuition at other private colleges. This is especially so in the Pittsburgh area. So we actually rank first in universities around the Pittsburgh region with least student debt upon graduation. So if you do decide to come here, we're pretty transparent. We're pretty open about the cost and our scholarship opportunities. That way, you're set up for success after you graduate. When it comes to financial aid, this is just to go into, a little brief overview of financial aid. But I also would recommend getting in contact with a financial aid officer at any of the institutions that you're applying for. So there's a couple of different types of financial aid. There's federal student aid, which is offered at the federal or the state level. So that could be your loans, that could be state grants, things like that. Or you also have institutional aid, which is like the merit scholarship. Most of the time, a lot of universities will have their own set of scholarships that the university provides. That would be an institutional scholarship. Just going in depth even further, we can break it down into two different categories. There is gift aid. This is the kind of aid that you really want to get because it's money that you do not have to pay back. And there's also, on the other hand, self-help aid, which includes loans and work study. The reason why we call it self-help aid is because you have to do something in order to earn that money. With loans, you have to pay that money back after you're done with school. And then with work study, you agree to work so many hours and you actually get like a paycheck whenever that time comes. When it comes to the FAFSA, it stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. This is something that you want to be familiar with, especially, if you're thinking about a four-year institution. This is something that you'll have to apply for each and every year that you apply for federal student aid. You can go to fafsa.gov. You can start that right now, in fact, if you haven't already done so. And you can do one FAFSA each year. Make sure to remember your username and your password. Write it down. Again, you'll have to do this every single year. The nice part about the FAFSA is that you can list up to 10 different colleges in order to send that out, and then they will use that FAFSA information to determine your financial aid package. So a lot of the scholarships that are going to be opening up, I would say most of them, the candidacy for them opens up close to winter break or shortly afterwards. So that'll be whenever you want to, start firing out your scholarship essays, trying to get, as much money as you can through them. For Pennsylvania students, and I'm pretty sure the deadline is the same in Ohio, but May 1st is oftentimes a deadline for state grants. So that is definitely a date to keep in mind as well. Make sure you talk to, the schools that are on your list. They probably have varying deadlines. So, talking to someone like me is going to be able to tell you about, when these deadlines are and what you need to do in order to meet them. Just to talk more about scholarships, there's different types of university resources. So you can talk to, the admissions office, somebody like me, and you can, ask someone like me, hey, what scholarships are students applying for? What are they receiving? And we can point you in the right direction. The financial aid office is going to be really helpful as far as telling you what you may qualify for, maybe, as far as federal and state aid. But, keeping your eyes and ears to the ground is going to be the best thing for you. That's why you can also look at different places like, your local library. You can talk to your guidance counselor at your high school. You can talk to churches. You can talk to, maybe if you're working right now, you can talk to your employer. And, the quicker you are, or the more that you're on the ball about these scholarships, the more you're proactive about these, I think the better off you are for it. So whether it's, $50, $100, or, $250, these scholarships do add up, and they really do make an impact on, your finances. Some of the resources that we like to promote for, online scholarship searches are fastweb.com, the Pittsburgh Foundation, scholarships.com, collegeboard.com. There's plenty more that are out there. So like petersons.com, tuitionfundingsources.com. There's a lot of free online resources that are available and out there for you. Just a word of the wise, if a scholarship website ever asks you to submit a fee in order to generate these scholarships, don't do it. It's a complete scam. There are plenty of free resources that are out there on the web that, don't require you to pay a fee in order to get scholarships that are applicable to you. Just more scholarship tips. Some that I personally recommend would be to keep and recycle your essays. A lot of times these scholarships will have you submit an essay. They'll have you answer a prompt. And if you do maybe a week's worth of these scholarship essays, you'll notice that a lot of them start to sound familiar, where you can just copy and paste, and it saves you a lot of time and effort. You also want to keep track of the scholarships that you apply for. So maybe in a notebook or a journal or something like that. Keep track of when you apply, and also follow up if you don't hear if you don't hear anything back, come springtime or shortly after the winter break. Things to remember, I would say, build a nice support system that's going to help you, stay on the ball with the enrollment cycle. There's plenty of deadlines. There's opportunities that you don't want to miss. So building a support team to keep you on the right path is going to be very helpful. So that could be someone like your guidance counselor, getting to know your admissions counselor, your parents especially. Those are the kind of people that you're going to want on your side, just to make sure that, again, you're meeting these deadlines and you're on the right track. Don't be afraid to ask for help, especially, if you don't have the answer for something. There, a lot of people are just one question away, or, one text or one call away. And a lot of people are, willing to help you through this process. And then also remember deadlines. Just keep in touch with the people that you need to, and try to make sure you get everything done on time. Nowadays, it seems that everything has gone digital. So we want you to stay connected. I would say the most popular form of social media that we have would be our Instagram page, which you can give us a follow at Roche Univ. We also have a pretty good Facebook page and a Snapchat. So there's all of our contacts. If you'd like to give us a follow, you can keep up with the latest and greatest that's going on campus. And then this next part of the presentation is going to be a little campus tour. It's about about 2 minutes, and this will give you an idea of what the neighborhood's like and what it's like on campus.
Welcome to La Roche, and thank you for visiting today. As a La Roche student, you'll belong to a caring campus community, as well as a much larger community in the North Coast of Pittsburgh. Today, I'll show you all that our community has to offer, as well as what you won't see during a regular campus tour. Beyond Kerr is the Barrow Athletic Complex, which has an artificial turf field for soccer and lacrosse, and 2 fields for baseball and softball. Across the street from campus is McCandless Crossing, and you won't need a car to get there. Whether you want to catch a movie, shop, dine, or meet up with classmates, McCandless Crossing offers all of this within walking distance. It's also the perfect location to secure a job or internship. Another nearby attraction is North Park of Allegheny County. Just 5 minutes away, North Park has over 3,000 acres of land and a 75-acre lake. You can run or bike miles of trails and experience the thrill of a zipline course. Many students also enjoy the winter ice rink and the lake for kayaking and paddleboarding. And finally, there's downtown Pittsburgh. The city is just a 15-minute drive from campus, and whether you're looking for an internship or entertainment, you're in luck. Home to many global corporations and Fortune 500 companies, Pittsburgh is the perfect place to begin your professional career. In your free time, you can go to a show in the Cultural District or catch a professional sporting event. There are endless possibilities for networking and adventure in Pittsburgh. Now it's time for you to explore the Roche campus. If you have any questions about anything that I've shown you today, feel free to ask an admissions counselor or a Red Hawk recruiter. Have a great day and enjoy your tour.
And that about wraps up our presentation for today. If you do have any kind of questions, you can contact the Office of Freshman Admissions. That is our front office number, and our general admissions email. We also, if you're a transfer student, there's the contact information for a transfer office. Then also, if you want to find out about financial aid opportunities, we have their contact information below.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing information about La Roche University today, and thank you for joining us. After you close this window, a very quick 4-question survey will appear. The recording of this session will be available in about a week at www.oacac.org, and you're welcome to sign up for more sessions at that same website, www.oacac.org. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great week. Thanks. Bye-bye.